Hi everyone, I'm out in the garden today and I'm really excited to be out here because today I'm going to talk about and show you how to make aloe vera soap. These are my aloe plants, or some of them. These two are in pots, this one's in the ground, just planted recently, and I've got some other really nice bigger established ones out in the sun. But I'm going to harvest some of the leaves off this and show you all of my tips and tricks. Aloe vera is really easy to grow. It grows in lots of different climates. It's even very tolerant to cold, which I was surprised about. As long as it's in a well-drained soil and it doesn't get completely parched, bare out in the sun. It needs a little bit of regular water, but once you've got them, you'll have them forever. I'm not 100% sure of the variety of aloes that I have, but I'm fairly sure they are the ones that I use for medicinal and skin preparation purposes. These ones are ideal in terms of they have got really big, thick, fleshy stems, lots of gel inside, which you're going to see, and they come out of the plant in a rosette type fashion. I'm not 100% sure if the benefits of aloe vera actually survive the soap making process. This aloe vera juice that I'm going to extract from these leaves, it's going to come in contact with the lye, but I just love the idea of using these ingredients in my soap. And I have made aloe vera soap before and it does have a nice skin feel to it, so there might be something in it. So I'll show you how I harvest the leaves, and I always have a little container of water nearby to put the leaves in straight away, just because there's some yellow sap that comes out of the leaves and you want to be able to drain that off into some water. So it's very easy. All I do is I just get my thumb, or you could use a knife if you wanted to, but I usually just use my thumb or a fingernail, and I'll just kind of break the side of one of the leaves, well, now it won't let me do it. Oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but I've just broken one side. Right at the base, go down as low as you can, and then the leaf comes off. I don't know if you'll see that sap. Can you see that yellow sap coming out straight away? So just pop that in your water. I'm going to take this one as well. Just cut it on the side and then peel it away. That way you pretty much get the whole leaf. I like to just peel my leaves off from the base. Oh, there's another one. Looking good. They get a fair bit of dirt on them as well. Well, they do in my garden. I'm gonna pick another one here. Oh, that one went a bit gooey. Maybe one more. There we go. That should do it. So here they are, I've got all the leaves. This water will go a bit yellow from all that sap that's going to come out. So just leave them in there for half an hour or so. I've got 5 big leaves here. They're quite big and fleshy, and that's going to be well and truly enough for the soap that I'm going to make. But don't worry if you don't have this much. Just use whatever you have, and the rest of the liquid just use water. So just mix it up with water and that'll be just fine. You don't have to use full aloe. I'm just using full aloe because I've got quite a lot available. But you just use whatever you have, and that's quite okay. So I'll show you how I trim the leaves of the aloe and extract the gel out. This is a really good trick. So just get a sharp knife and just trim off the sides of the leaf, those spiky bits, just trim that off, and then get a spoon with the spoon kind of cup facing upwards and just gently push it around the edges and get underneath the skin of that leaf, and then push it up against your hand a little bit, and that way you'll just peel off that top layer of skin, and then turn it around the other way and push it downwards. Now, because you're using a spoon, you're not going to cut anything as you go. You're just literally scooping out the flesh of the leaf. I'll show you again, just trim those sides off. If you use a knife for the scoopy part, you end up cutting the leaf and it just doesn't work. Whereas using a spoon, it just kind of pulls the leaf back and pulls the gel off without cutting into anything. So you end up with these big aloe fillets. It reminds me a lot of filleting fish, actually. It's a really weird thing. Anyway, then I put my aloe gel into a container because I'm going to blend this now. I add a little bit of water to it as well, just to help it blend. And you want to give it a really thorough blending. Pretty much we want to turn this to juice. So this is my just stick blender for my soap making. I just really blend it till there's really no lumps left at all, and then I put it into my ice cube tray and freeze it. Make sure it's really frozen super solid. Once it's frozen, I just put it in a container and label it, because you probably won't use all of what you have, or you may do for this recipe. And when I'm ready to start making the soap, make sure you've got your safety gear on, goggles and gloves. This recipe has a 2.5 to 1 liquid to lye ratio, so that's quite a high water level or juice level for this soap. It's 182 grams of aloe gel, but I found it hard to get the accurate amount with ice cubes, so mine was a bit more. Then I add the sodium hydroxide, so slowly add that to the frozen aloe gel and mix that through. This takes a bit of time. I've cut a fair bit of this out. It probably takes at least a good few minutes for the ice cubes to start to melt, but make sure you stir it the whole way through. Just be patient with it, just stir it slowly. If you don't use ice cubes, the gel will go brown, so you really need to keep it really cold, and you can see that I've got another little ice brick under there as well. While you're waiting for your ice cubes to melt a bit more, you can do other things, because it does take a while. It's very cold lye solution with the aloe gel. So I'm just getting my color ready. I'm coloring this soap with indigo, and this is just blue indigo powder that I mix with some water, and I'm going to put a little bit of that into the soap. You know, you can use whatever colors you like. And then I get my oils ready. So this is a basic olive, coconut and castor oil soap. I've got 432 grams of olive oil going in there. And then to that I add 81 grams of coconut oil, which I'd pre-melted just to make it easier to measure out. And then I add castor oil, 27 grams. You can use other soap recipes if you like. You don't have to use the recipes that I use. This is just my, a favorite kind of oil combination for me. I only make these soaps for personal use, so I just do the recipes that I like. Then you see there's big chunks of pulp left in that aloe lye solution. You want to strain those out. If you don't strain those out, you will get chunks of kind of browny bits in your soap. I have made soap without straining it, and it's still fine to use, but if you want it to be as aesthetically pleasing as possible, it's really good to strain that pulp out, and that way you get like a pure aloe juice lye solution. See that? It's really clear, and it's just a lovely, nice, clear solution, so you won't get any chunks in your soap. Here's my essential oils. I'm getting ready to make the soap now. I did tea tree, peppermint and cedar. It's just beautiful. All the details for that are in the description box. And I've got my oils here. I did warm my oils up a bit. That's 38 degrees Celsius and 100 Fahrenheit. And I waited for my lye solution to warm up a little bit too, because it was quite cold to begin with. So it's back up to about 22 degrees Celsius, 72 Fahrenheit. And when you're ready to make the soap, as usual, pour the lye solution, in this case an aloe lye solution, pour that into your oils and start stick blending. You can see that comes to a really nice creamy colour straight away. That's because of the aloe. I have also made this where you just blend the aloe gel straight into the oils. You don't mix them with the lye at all. And when you do that, it goes really, really creamy. Obviously, you can't get the pulp chunks out when you do it that way. I think it's nicer to use a full water replacement for the aloe, but you can just blend in some pulp or some gel into your oils as well if you want to do it that way. You can see I did not take this to a very thick trace. Actually, it wasn't really add a trace, it was just a good emulsion. I wanted this soap to be quite runny when I poured it because I didn't want to texture the top. I just wanted it to be very, very smooth liquid soap when I poured it. So I'm adding some indigo there. You see it looks kind of greeny. It does start off a bit green, but as the soap cures after a week or so, it starts to turn more of a blue color. And then I put my essential oils in. Such a beautiful combination. I really love the freshness of the peppermint with the cedar and a little bit of tea tree. It's just beautiful, so fresh. So I've definitely got an emulsion there, which is good. It is probably just about a light trace, if that. If you're not sure, take it to a trace. And when you're ready, pour the soap. Here it is. It's very lovely. I love simple soaps like this that you just pour in, and you know, lots of people love to texture the tops of their soaps, and sometimes I do, but you know, it's okay to make just really plain soaps too. They can be just as beautiful. This is really runny, so I do let it sit for 10 minutes or so before I move it, just to make it easy to move so I don't spill it. So about 10 minutes it firms up enough to be able to move. And you want to insulate this soap. So I wrap it in this blanket and then I put it in my cooler as well, which is just an insulated box. Put it in there for 24 hours. This soap has a really high liquid amount, and that's to make sure it's got lots of aloe in it. But what that means is it's quite a soft soap. It's very slow to gel. It takes a long time to gel. And you want this soap to gel because that makes the indigo color a lot more vibrant if you gel it. So I highly recommend being patient with this. This is actually a day and a half later that I'm cutting it. And you can see it's still kind of translucent jelly color inside, and it's really soft. So you've got to be patient with this. Give this soap a really good cure. I reckon 2 months. Make sure that you cure it for a really good amount of time, because there's a high liquid amount. It's going to be really soft. It's going to take time to get nice and hard. And also, as always, make sure you test your soap for pH, correct pH, before you use them. And that's it. I really love this soap. This fragrance is amazing. The color is a bit weird to begin with, but it does get better in time. So this is kind of a day or two after the soap was made, and this is another day after in different light, but this is more of an accurate picture of what this light indigo looks like. I hope you enjoyed that, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks everyone who's made contributions. If you're interested in that, check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. Thanks everyone. Bye.